Awesome. So welcome.
Yeah,
This is our podcast we do. It's a show we take on the road. So our company's called Podcast Crew. We're a turnkey podcast studio based in Robbinsdale.
Awesome.
So now if you ever needed, anybody you know needs to know who to go to for podcast stuff, send them to the Podcast Crew. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
So this is what we call Spotlight. And basically we're going to take the spotlight and shine it on you for the next 10 to 15 minutes. And I would like to start by you just saying who you are and what you're up to.
Yeah. Melissa Ferlaak. I am the new Director of Communications for the St. Paul Downtown Alliance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So are you part of Wellworth then upstairs?
Yeah,
Or how do we get so lucky to have you on our show?
Yeah, so we office out of Wellworth. Downtown Alliance has had kind of this explosion in the last year. It was really the brainchild of Joe Spencer. He brought on Emma Burns to kind of handle more of the operations. The two of them really set this whole vision for the organization. And then in the last a year, they've hired on 3 more of us. So kind of like over doubling in size, which is so great. But it just is really because there's so much going on with the Downtown Alliance, as well as the Downtown Improvement District and the brand new Downtown Development Corps. So the Downtown Alliance is really all about focusing on downtown revitalization and being, kind of a catalyst and aligning business, residents, city, state, all the folks that need to kind of come to the table to help us really look at this vision of downtown and bring it back to life.
Well, start unpacking some of that for me. Yeah. Tell me some of those exciting things that actually are happening downtown.
Yeah. So the Alliance, how it kind of started is one of the first programs that they rolled out was the Improvement District. So you might have seen walking around downtown ambassadors. They're folks that wear vests. They're out there and they're just kind of, providing escorts for people, providing directions. If you're walking around, looking around, not sure where you're going. That happened to me the other day. And one of them stopped over and said, "Hey, can I help you find something?" So it's really just providing that friendly face. In addition to that, they're out there, they're cleaning the sidewalks. They're making sure that the space that people are walking in looks inviting and looks nice. They're taking down graffiti. And then we also have a safety side. So we have ambassadors that are on the metro line that just provide, again, another touch point of safety so people feel comfortable getting on the lines, getting on public transportation. And they're also throughout the city providing sort of an extra safety hand with that to assist police. So that's how it really started. The Alliance then grew to create more placemaking experiences, beautification efforts in the realm, as well as then activating, inviting artists to come play sets outside in some of our plazas. Again, just to try to bring a little bit of life, to get residents to come out of their condos, to get workers to kind of hang out a little bit at happy hour and listen to some music before rushing home. So that has sort of been the 8 years that the Alliance has been in existence. That's really been the focus. Now, this last year, the Alliance led and created the Downtown Investment Strategy. And this is a big vision document of where we can go post-COVID, how we're really looking at, office spaces. And what I would really actually say is, how can we create downtown in a modern vision of urban density where it is live, work, and play? That it isn't just a place where people come to work and then buzz out of here, but it's a place where people stay, where people grow their families, where they retire, and making sure that we have all the resources and have the green spaces and those community spaces and opportunities for folks to just really be here all the time. And so we started this thing called the Downtown Development Corps, where we're looking at real estate. And where we're looking at public realm and, looking at ways that we can convert so many of these office buildings to residential buildings. And St. Paul is interesting because nationwide, we have a lot of what's called small floor plate buildings where they actually work perfectly for a residential conversion. And so we actually have kind of a disproportionate compared to other downtowns around the country of these buildings that are just perfect for conversion to residential. So that's kind of, it's a lot of what we're doing. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure that downtown is safe, vibrant, revitalized, that people, when they come, they stay. If they come for a Wild game, they're staying and they're having dinner. Maybe they're hanging out at the park beforehand. Maybe they're catching some other class or something interesting happening and just being a part of the ecosystem that is downtown.
Awesome. So we're here as part of the Twin Cities Startup Week, and I don't know if we just grabbed you out of upstairs, or you know about this happening, but
Yeah,
I
we
think
do.
obviously I think this is a great thing that's happening. So tell,
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about what you know about that and how it's kind of benefiting the local community here.
Yeah, yeah. Well, again, I when I think about, just this happening in St. Paul, I think it's so perfect because when I think about St. Paul, it is, how can we uplift entrepreneurs? How can we, and as Minnesotans are, right? We're all about kind of that, just take it by the bootstraps, make something happen. You have a vision, you have an invention. How can we all come around together and support one another
Mhm.
to make sure that those things are being uplifted and that, startups have the resources that they need. And in our case, maybe it's space, maybe it's, making sure that a building like this one, the 428 building, is full and is optimized for startups. And it's fascinating being in the Wellworth space because it is a co-working space.
Yes.
There are a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of startups in there, and the energy is so cool. So, I just think you have inventive, imaginative, creative people, and what a great way to celebrate them with this Twin Cities Startup Week.
We had two entrepreneurs literally walking by for a completely different purpose this morning that saw through the window that something exciting is happening and walked in, bought a ticket, and even sat down on the podcast. So
That's amazing.
certainly a good visible place,
Yeah.
bright, inviting environment
Yeah.
for stuff to be happening. I always like to wrap these up with a
Mhm.
little bit of inspiration. Obviously you're a very inspired person. You're on an inspiring mission along with your team. But what inspires you specifically?
Um, I'm a mom. And so I've for years have been a teacher and I've been a musician and sort of have been around inspiring people, and I feel inspired when people have that spark where something clicks. And as a voice teacher, when you have a student that sort of hits that high note and it's the first time that they realize that they could do that, that to me gives me such life. So
Mm.
when I think about like entrepreneurs, when I think about somebody that has a vision like Joe Spencer, I mean, that's why I took the job that I did, because I could feel that sense of just passion and vision coming from him. And that's somebody that I wanna partner with, right? That I want to bring my vision and inspiration to, because there's nothing worse than working in a passionless place,
Mm.
where maybe you're just kind of going through the motions. I mean, that doesn't give me life. That doesn't inspire me. So for the work that I do, which is communications, which is all about getting out there and getting other people to get excited about what we're doing, that's a core tenet. So I don't know if that answers your question,
That's a
but
great answer. Absolutely. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being on our show
yeah,
today.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so
it's
much.
great to meet you and learn.
Absolutely.
I honestly didn't know about this initiative. Now I do.
Yeah, now you do. And
Yeah.
so,
Now more
keep
people
watching.
will as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Keep your eyes on downtown St. Paul because there's a lot happening here.
I like it. Thank you.
Thank you.